Welcome to another episode of Nerds Amalgamated. I'm the DJ, and with me today I have Buck.
Hello.
How's it going, Buck?
I'm fabulous. What about yourself?
Oh, I've been good. Busy slaving away.
You slaving away? When?
Well, today, yesterday, the day before, the weekend.
I don't believe you.
With me today I have the Professor.
Hello?
How have you been?
So hungry.
I think I've just been replaced.
What an
I'm on
episode.
a diet and I'm just about ready to chew my own arm off.
What an episode we have today. We got the Dune movie, Steam versus Epic, quantum tunneling. But before we talk about topics, Buck, you have something to say.
With some of the recent events that have been occurring, we just want to take a moment to just give a moment's pause and share our thoughts, give our thoughts to the victims and families of all the senseless violence and so forth in the attacks by pathetic cowards around the world, with the Christchurch shooting and also the attack in the Philippines in January and countless others that would be too many to mention. Can the people responsible, instead of sending other people out, can you actually strap a bomb to yourself and make the world a better place? But let's move along.
Yeah. So our first topic for this week is the Dune movie. The Dune movie remake. And my God.
Is that the Dune movie remake of the remake or the remake of the original? Or is it the remake of the animated remake?
I think the remake of the original.
I've confused him now.
I feel like something's gone short-circuited in his brain.
He's just going, hey, what?
All I said was it's basically a remake of the movie.
But is it a remake of the movie or is it a whole new conceptual production of the book?
They're saying here it looks like... Okay, it does look like the conceptualization of the...
Yeah, he's not coping tonight, is he?
Anyway, so the director...
We do have to apologise. It's week 4 of university, so his brain's being taxed.
Anyway, so the director for this movie, Denis Villeneuve...
It's pronounced Denis Villeneuve or something.
Villeneuve.
I don't
know.
Villeneuve. Production for the new Dune movie has started, and with that, the synopsis and the cast list has been announced. And from looking at this cast list, it quite starts very.
Well, there's been a lot of talk about that. So
yes, I feel like we're feeling a bit of deja vu here.
Bit of deja vu with the DJ. Say that 5 times really fast.
So the cast including Timothy Chalamet as Paul Atreides, Rebecca Ferguson as Lady Jessica, Oscar Isaac as Duke Leo Atreides, Josh
Leto,
Brolin,
not Leo.
So it's Atreides.
Josh Brolin as Gurney Halleck, Stellan Skarsgård as Baron Harkonnen, Jason Momoa as Duncan Idaho, Zendaya as Chani, Javier Bardem as Stilgar, and Charlotte Rampling as Gaius Mohiam.
Yeah, they have a lot of people.
Oh yeah, and the synopsis reads: a mythic and emotionally charged hero's journey. Dune tells the stories of Paul Atreides, a brilliant and gifted young man born into the great destiny beyond his who must travel to the most dangerous planet in the universe to ensure his family and his people, as malevolent forces explode into planet's exclusive supply of the most precious resource in existence, a commodity capable of unlocking humanity's great. Only those who can conquer their fear will survive.
Okay, you're going to read us the whole book now, because it's a long book, and I'd like to have dinner sometime tonight.
Tonight? The speed he reads it to be sometime next year.
Okay, from the synopsis and from the cast list, I would say it has potential to be a good movie.
Yeah, we said that about the David Lynch version, which debatable whether it's a good movie, but it was not a good adaptation.
Wait, is it that David Lynch one? Who had it as the villain? Was it Sting as the
villain? Yeah, Sting was one of the villains.
And Mick Jagger was involved in it as well.
Yeah, I saw bits and pieces of that movie a while back, and yeah, Sting played a good villain.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
It's just nothing compared to the book. Which, if you haven't
Yeah,
read it, go and read the book.
it's
It's not
one
a
of those.
suggestion, that's an order.
It's one of those books where there's so much more happening on a page than what they're going to be able to bring out in a movie. It's just, yeah, I'm struggling to see how they're going to be able to do this without doing a full brain interface somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Didn't
Trust me, if you read the book, you'll understand the reason why we're saying it's one of those things, because there's so many observations and everything that are happening and background discussion, and it's just, yeah, if it's not on the book in front of you and you're reading it, because even then you read it and you go back and you tie the line between 2 points, and it's the light bulb moments at different points when different things just suddenly make more sense.
but Villeneuve though. I mean, he did a good. I think he did a good job with Blade Runner.
did.
With the
Yeah,
recent
but
Blade
still,
Runner.
it's just one of those books where there's just so much happening,
It's the kind of book that takes someone at the absolute peak of their game.
and you have to read it. Like, you can read it multiple times, and you still sit there going, "Oh, hang on, I didn't notice that before," or "I didn't understand that."
Although the director later stated it will not have ever quote it will not have any link with the David Lynch movie. I'm going back to the book and going to the images that came out when I read it.
Well, that's
right.
good.
And he did praise David Lynch's work as well. He said David Lynch did an adaptation in the 80s that had very strong quality. David Lynch is one of the best filmmakers alive. I have massive respect for him. He was impressed when he saw his adaptation. So I'm trying to make the adaptation of my dream.
Okay.
So I'd like to see it happen, but
It can't be as a dismal failure as some of them out there. There was actually, I did hear talk at one point that someone wanted to try and make it into a musical,
oh
which was as cringeworthy as he could get. Like, I love musicals, but I just can't see how they could do Dune as a musical.
yeah, I can't see it either.
Hmm.
I think I've seen Dune the musical. Oh my god, someone's did it. Someone's done it. It's in Edinburgh.
Okay, launch nuclear missiles on Edinburgh. Obliterate the place. My goodness, I'm just picturing the Baron Harkonnen pirouetting in his anti-grav suit.
I mean, he kind of does that anyway.
Yeah, but I'm more like, I know it's not, I can't see how they'd make it happen, but he's singing something along the lines of "Do Re Mi" followed by "The Hills Are Alive."
Oh no.
Just because he's a torturer and sicko and weirdo and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah.
I feel sorry for the guys who did the set design for that musical. Imagine trying to do the work, trying to do sandworms. That must have been a whole lot of work.
Well,
Wait, would you guys watch this new adaptation when it
Yes.
comes out?
yeah, of course. If for no reason other than the fact that it's another imagining of Dune. And secondly, if it's crap, I've got to be able to have watched it to be able to complain about it.
Anyway, so this movie comes out in November 2020. We'll keep you guys. We'll let you know how the movie went.
Yeah, it's just a few years away, isn't it?
Next year.
Yep. So
Anyway.
long. I want to watch it now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Professor, you've got a story.
A story? You've written a story?
I have, and I'm not reading it to you because I wrote it back in when I was like 6.
Oh?
So you've got a topic about Steam versus Epic. What's going on
Yep.
there?
The latest salvo in the battle between Steam and Epic. Turns out that the Epic Games launcher has been cracking into Steam files and scraping data that Steam hasn't given them permission to access.
Hang on a sec. Isn't that actually, like, apart from just being unethical, isn't that technically criminal?
I don't know. I don't understand the laws on that well enough.
Well, I'm just thinking, if you take data from a file you haven't been given permission to, and you've had to actually crack the file, that's technically hacking and stealing data and breaching privacy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Does sound really. I'm sure Valve is working with their lawyers right now, at the very least, to find a way to stop people from advertising on the Steam store, then jumping across to any other store because they got bought out.
Mhm.
What amazes me is what type of research they look to, like not only your game data, but also your computer specifications as well. Which
Well, yeah, Steam does that, but they ask for permission first.
yeah, but
And
Epic is doing it in the worst way possible.
yeah, they're not even like, it's not even that hard to get computer specs. What they're doing is breaking into someone else's work, and I would not be surprised if they're doing a whole bunch of other dodgy stuff with it, like the reason they were able to get so much insight into what games they should buy for exclusivity. Because it seems like at the moment, even a couple of smaller indie games are getting bought out. I
Oh yeah,
reckon since this list includes things like your games library, I wouldn't be surprised if they found a way to view your wish list, and they see that and then go and buy out the company that will buy out the game that's on your wish list.
it feels like it feels like Epic and Steam are going against each other in a console war, but in the PC format.
But no, this is something so much more. I'm just reading, they've got the paragraph here. The Steam client locally saves the data, such as the games you own, your friends list, save login tokens, are all stored in the browser cookies, and that's what's being stolen. So it's actually your private user data, which is stored on your home machine and not intended for use by other programs other than Steam. And yet somehow they're cracking in and getting access to all this information. That is probably comparable to the hack on Sony, where because taking private data like this would also be stealing your purchasing details.
Oh yeah,
So-
I hope that's encrypted.
Well, it's all encrypted and locked in, but Epic is stealing this data. So therefore, if you have anything dodgy going on with your credit card or whatever, or PayPal, whatever, I would actually be the sheer level of criminality that lays at their feet is just insane. Like, as I said, like, that's up there with the Sony hack. And yeah, I'm just thinking, like, after Google's just been fined how many billions of dollars it was again by the European Union for breach of what's the name?
Oh yeah, the European Union. Yeah, I know what you're pointing
The
to.
antitrust thing that they've been slugged on it for the third time, I think it is. That's just taking it to a whole new level where you're gonna have, like, the ramifications for this are just out there beyond what I could imagine. Because let's face it, Europe was also the people where they started legal investigations and proceedings into loot boxes and so forth. And then they're also predominantly the people who started the idea of secret banking and so forth. So yeah, I can see a lot of flack coming out of this.
Yeah.
I'm feeling sorry for all the gaming studios that are implicated in Epic Game Store right now.
Honestly, I can see that this sort of breach is something that is going to cost Epic. If it's pursued properly, like just the sheer audacity of it is absolutely gobsmacking.
It's amazing how we're seeing companies like these just doing things without impunity, going to lives and just going, yeah, we're gonna take all your personal details. We won't tell you what we're gonna do to your details, but we know it's gonna be safe.
But no, well, they're not even doing that. They're just stealing the data and not telling you about it.
Yeah.
So that's theft of that's the breach of privacy. And this is, remember we spoke about Bill Gates saying about this, that these companies are going to be doing stuff that is going to end up causing governments to crack down so much tighter because of the arrogance.
And keep in mind that this is Epic Games, who have a very large Tencent has a very large stake in Epic Games. So
oh, you know what that means.
I wouldn't entirely be surprised if it turns out that this is going to the Chinese government in some way.
I knew it.
I didn't say that, and I didn't even think it. Just so that when the Chinese government sends assassins, don't send them to me. It was him. I'm pointing at the professor.
Come at me.
And also pointing at the DJ just because we fun to watch him squirm. Not that we're saying that they're hackers and cheaters or anything. They've just got great computer systems given to them by the penguins.
All we need now is one more thing, and we have cheat bingo for tonight.
No, we haven't had the cheesy reference to the other podcast yet.
As I said, we need one more thing. I think the problem I'm seeing right now is law hasn't caught up with not fast enough.
Well, it's getting there, but as I was saying, like Bill Gates had his thing where he had an interview where he was warning about this sort of behaviour is going to create a massive backlash from government sources and so forth, where regulations are going to come in place that is literally going to crush a lot of this sort of stuff and regulate so many of the things that are happening. And it's going to just, hey, that it's not going to be a small response, because once again, we got a corporation which is just going, I'm going to do what I like. If you don't like it, tough, because I can do it, so I'm going to do it, and it's going to hurt you, but I don't care.
Yeah. You know what's going to scare me even more now? Now I have to those user agreements that we get every time we buy stuff and install stuff into our computers. I'm going to have to read them all and go, okay, I have to be very careful of what do I expect.
Well, they're technically not legally binding, but I wouldn't trust that to. Well, it does hold up in court that they're not legally binding, but I wouldn't trust the companies not to try anything dodgy anyway.
Especially if it's Epic. They've already shown themselves to be unscrupulous, underhanded, conniving, slimy, thieving. I think I could come up with some more insults, but we should probably do something else.
Yeah, so I think Epic's days should be numbered, but we'll see. Only time will tell. So Buck, you've got an article about quantum tunneling.
Wow. Yes. Kudos and huge shout out and respect to an amazing group of people that have done something that hasn't happened in physics for quite a while. They've actually discovered something that is as groundbreaking as E equals mc squared. So just to break it down for you guys, so you can you'll be able to understand what I'm saying as I say it. There's a thing called quantum tunneling, which up until now no one's actually been able to measure and work out. And it happens with things such as your computer chips and so forth. And it's just one of those issues that everyone just took it for granted, but they've never actually been able to measure and prove. They've now done that. And a couple of the guys involved in it were over at Griffith University. One of them is actually a dean over there. So they've worked out that apparently, and by using extremely powerful lasers, they've measured that it took less than 1.8 attoseconds, which is a billionth of a second, for an electron to pass through the barrier of the nucleus of a cell, or pass through the atomic wall of a cell, which is just mind-blowingly amazing.
Yeah. So, do they have any thoughts on how they're going to use it?
Exactly how this is going to be applied. I've actually downloaded the article. I haven't been able to get hold of the article out of Nature, which was released on Tuesday, but I have seen a copy of the proposed article, and it's one of those things where, as I said, with your computer chips and computer program, quantum computers and so forth, this is just, they're going to be able to predict and control things at a much, much higher level. This is one of those things where they could actually tell whether Schrodinger's cat was dead or alive without opening the box. sort of things.
Alive, please, because everyone likes kitties.
Oh, I like kitties. Sometimes barbecued, sometimes alive.
Yes,
Especially-
but how do you skin your cats?
Well, there's quite a few ways to do that. And actually, we probably shouldn't continue with this part of the conversation because other people on the network might get upset at us.
Oh no, not everyone wants to be a cat.
Bingo! We've achieved bingo!
Well, I was thinking Fleef and Papa.
There we have it. We've achieved bingo. Thank you for playing tonight. Thank you for listening to this episode. Good night.
Hey, does that mean he's going?
Yeah, let's keep quiet. He'll leave, and then we can finish the podcast without him.
Hold on.
But, yeah, it's getting back on topic here. It's the ability to measure this sort of thing. The data is just it's one of those things that's opening up all new fields of study on how things can be done. Because at the moment they've done it, I think it's a hydrogen atom, which only has the one electron. So yeah, they can now start measuring all sorts of different bits and pieces and the interaction between different particles and so forth.
It's beautiful how quantum physics has gone a long way since the old days, where it was considered a myth.
Yeah, but it's one of those things, like, as we said before, there's a lot of the stuff that happens today that if you go back 50 years, people would say, yeah, you're dreaming. That's never going to happen. That's just nonsense and science fiction. And if you go back 500 years ago, they'd be burning you at the stake as a
witch.
You go back 1,000 years ago, they'd be worshipping you. So, yeah, technology and understanding are always increasing. Some things just seem to pause a bit before we get the next breakthrough, and once you get that breakthrough, there's a whole lot of extra information that can be found.
Yeah, I think I do remember one time, I think Justin Trudeau was explaining to people how quantum computing works, and it went viral.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know that there have been interviews with some of the people involved in this research, such as hang on a sec, just lost my article here. There's Dr. Sang, I think it was, or Professor Sang, Dr. Sang. He's actually one of the deans at Griffith, and there's lots of interviews with him and Dr. I apologise for mispronunciation, Litvinyuk. And it's actually quite funny because Dr. Sang is sitting there in a suit, and Litvinyuk, or whoever it was, his Igor, Associate Professor Igor, is sitting there looking like a complete and utter physics nerd. So, yeah, I'm glad to see Igor's keeping up the representation of nerds and helping us look comfortable.
So, with this technique in terms of tunneling,
Mm-hmm.
how far do you think it will go in terms of potential?
It's pretty massive, because you can measure ionization of materials to the attosecond, which means with superconductors, that's one of the major areas that they've had to look at being able to overcome. So, yeah, this is one of those things that could literally be a massive game changer and world revolutionary impact on all your technical materials. Supercomputers might actually become truly supercomputers now that they can do this sort of stuff.
I know now that you mentioned supercomputers, I will say this. So that means we can beat the Chinese at Fortnite?
No, because the Chinese will just build their own.
No. You're both wrong. Because the Chinese aren't playing Fortnite anymore because it's been banned.
That
too. But in all seriousness, so it'll make.
I haven't been serious so far about this topic.
Nah, but aside from the supercomputers, though, this will make a processing power really amazing.
Well, it's got the potential. Like I can't literally actually sit here and give exact ideas and details of everything that's going to come out of this. I barely understand some of this as it is myself, but I can see the potential is something that's going to be a game changer.
I hope it does well. I hope it does.
Well, if they could make a computer that will run Crisis better.
Oh, Crisis. Oh, that was a meme.
Really?
I thought it was a game.
The whole it is a game, but Jesus Christ, nothing, not even a supercomputer can fix Crisis.
I thought it was actually pretty cool. What are you complaining about now?
Oh no, I'm just saying with the frame rate and all, when Crisis first came out, how it destroyed computers.
It's just because it pushed people to higher levels of computing power.
Yeah.
There's games that come along that do that every now and again. Like Unreal Tournament 2004 did that back in the day. And they even acknowledged it because when you maxed out your settings, it actually turned around and had a voiceover. It actually came, like, as you got partway through the list, it came up, are you sure you want to do this? This could hamper your gameplay. You click yes, and then it would just come up with, holy shit. So, yeah, I was actually building a computer at the time when that first came out, and yeah, my friend was absolutely completely jealous because I got that, and then we played it, and I had no glitching or anything happening going wrong. It was seamless. So yeah.
I'm reading an article, by the way, of some guy has made a.
Did it hurt?
No, some guy has made a PC 10 years.
Really?
Let me finish. If you can let me finish. Some guys made a PC. That
I'm getting deja vu.
Making a PC which 10 years after the Crisis has been released, with the latest and greatest Intel i7 8700K, overclocked to 5.0 gigahertz with an NVIDIA Titan P. And for its own specific reasons, Crisis is still more than capable of melting the most modern top-end PCs.
But you said i7, there's the i9 out now, and a few other bits and pieces.
I think that was 2007.
And I've played Crisis 2 on my laptop with only minimal lag.
Not Crisis 1.
No, but I'd be happy to give it a go.
It'll probably run even better.
Crisis 2 is actually more graphics chunking than Crisis 1 would have been. You would assume.
Anyways, back to the topic. So quantum is the science next thing, hey?
Well, it's been one of the things for a while.
Because I remember last year for science, in the science department, it was basically cloning was the biggest news in terms of that Chinese guy that cloned a human embryo and caused a lot of ruckus.
Only because of the criminality and unethical aspects.
I think that,
talking about quantum, I did hear somewhere that apparently a number of the universities in Sydney are joining together to create a quantum lab, which will make Sydney one of the world leaders for quantum computing and theories research in the world.
But you'd still have to live in Sydney to go there, so
Sydney's not that bad. I lived in Sydney and I had no troubles.
I go to Sydney every year. I don't like the traffic.
That's just because you're a Queenslander and they know you're a Queenslander, so they just go out of their way to hurt you.
Hey, I'm not a Queenslander.
I'll have to take that off your status then, sorry.
Yeah, I'm not one of you dirty Queenslanders.
There goes a large chunk of our listeners leaving the room.
Hey, if we can pick on the Americans, we can pick on the Queenslanders.
Moving along, let's talk about the games we've been currently playing. So, Professor, what have you been playing?
I have been playing hardly anything. I just haven't had time this week, but I did get a couple of rounds of Tetris 99 in.
Did it help to keep the shaking in your hands down from withdrawals?
Unfortunately not. I need a bigger hit. I did actually download... Well, I got a new hard drive, 10 terabytes. So I downloaded every game in my Steam library, which isn't quite finished yet. I've still got to... just for the hell of it, I downloaded everything, including... test servers and stuff.
Holy shit.
Just to see how big it is. So I'm just running I'm just trying to view how big the file is at the moment. It could take a while to add this up. That is really the only thing I've got on this hard drive anyway, so See, I'm using about 4 terabytes for
Nice.
620 games.
Sweet.
Not bad. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
Very nice.
plenty of room
Once
to
you-
expand.
Once you get that finalised and everything's all hunky dory, can you fix the DJ?
No,
That's what I expected. What game have you been playing, DJ?
I've been playing Apex Legends.
Again?
Oh, so 2 days ago, Apex has announced that they're introducing a battle pass and releasing a new character.
A battle pass.
Yes, indeedy.
Explain the battle pass.
So basically, it's similar to what Fortnite did in terms of showing the battle pass, and
What does that mean? What is a battle pass?
so it's a 90-day progress bar along with some tangible goals and rewards. While there are tons of players who would play Apex Legends without incentives, this is an extra push for players interested in cosmetic updates and new loot.
Okay.
And so we've also got a new character into the game as well, known as Octane.
Sounds exciting.
Oh yes, he's got his abilities are for tactical. It's stim, so he moves 30% faster for 6 seconds.
How amazing.
he runs like such a dork, though. The best part is the running animation.
Hang on. Are you talking about the character or the DJ?
Both.
So his
He's gone
passive.
quiet again.
So the passive ability is the Swift Mend, which is basically he automatically restores his health over time.
Don't
And
all of them do that?
No,
Okay.
it's just him. And his ultimate ability is the launch pad. So he deploys a jump pad that catapults teammates through the air. So it's similar to Pathfinder, where where his ultimate ability is basically he creates a zip line for everyone to use. Octane is the same. It's the same.
But he just puts down a special trampoline.
Yeah.
So another mobility-focused hero.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
It's past Bucky's bedtime.
Too many assignments.
So yeah, that's what I've been playing for the last days.
Mm-hmm.
What have you been playing, Buck?
I've actually found a game called Game of Thrones by GT Arcade, which is licensed by Game of Thrones, which allows you to take control of a castle and rebuild it and the city around it and build up your army by gathering heroes out of the story as your generals. And you go out and battle any rebel camps and slowly progress through the story mission and so forth, improving the capabilities of your generals by leveling them up and increasing the quality of your soldiers. So, yeah, it's one of those games you can sit there and spend a little bit of time on at different times of the day and improve everything. It is. It's actually got some pretty cool graphics on it too.
Who's your favorite hero
What, overall or at the moment that I've got?
at the moment?
I've actually got, what's his name? Crikey. The Stark guy that got killed. Not Ned Stark.
I'm not.
No, Bran's still alive, isn't he?
Yeah.
The one who was murdered at the wedding feast.
Oh, Rob.
Rob Stark. That's it. You can get Jon Snow and all that. I'm just hoping eventually to be able to get Peter Dinklage's character, just because that'd be cool.
Yeah, Tyrion.
Tyrion Lannister.
So the dragons in the game as well.
Not yet.
Cool.
There are, like, you have your castle map, and then there's areas around your castle, and then there's a world map where you can go and attack other players, and you can attack monsters that are wandering around and raid different areas for resources, etc.
All right. So
He's frozen. We have to turn him off and turn him on again.
Yep. I'll go get the hammer.
all right. So
He seemed to be excited about that idea.
we got some shout outs week. 19th of March 95. Actually, no, 19th of March 1953 first. The Academy Awards were televised for the first time. The Greatest Show on Earth was named the Best Picture. Gary Cooper won the Best Actor award for High Noon. Shirley Booth won Best Actress for her role in Come Back Little Sheba. I'd love to watch this. 19th of March 1965, the wreck of the SS Georgiana, valued over over $50 million, said to have been the most powerful Confederate cruiser discovered by then teenage diver and pioneer underwater archaeologist E. Lee Spence, exactly 102 years after its destruction. 20th of March 2003, the invasion of Iraq was the first stage of the Iraq War, also known as Operation Iraqi Freedom. The invasion phase began on 19th of March 2003 and lasted just over 1 month, including 21 days of major combat operation, in which a combined force of troops from the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, and Poland invaded. They were also known as the Coalition of the Willing. They still couldn't find those weapons of mass destruction, could they?
No,
They
some
haven't
say
taken
they're
your
still.
bed yet.
Some say they're still looking.
Others say they're looking for oil.
Alright, we've got some remembrances. So on the 15th of March 19, the Christchurch mosque shootings were two consecutive terrorist the Al Noor Mosque and Linwood Islamic Center in Christchurch, New Zealand, during Friday prayer on the 5th of March. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern referred to the attacks as one of New Zealand's darkest days. 15th of March 2019, Larry DeTillo, American film and TV series writer. He is famous for his work such as the original He-Man and the Masters of the Universe series. He also wrote most of the episodes throughout the book, totaling 17 episodes as well as directing. In 1985, he wrote the feature film He-Man and She-Ra, Secret of the Sword. He was responsible for the original Bible of the spin-off She-Ra, Prince of Power, came up with the characters. He was also famous for other works such as Babylon 5 and Beast Wars. He was also a writer in the updated 2002 He-Man series. What a great writer. He died of Parkinson's disease at 71. 19th of March 2000.
I was going to say, hang on. We skip a couple of months there.
Please
John
no, I'm
De-
getting older too quickly as it is.
It gets worse.
John DeLorean, American engineer, inventor, and executive in the U.S. automobile industry, widely known for his work at General Motors and as founder of the DeLorean Motor Company. DeLorean managed development of a number of vehicles throughout his career, including the Pontiac GTO muscle car, the Pontiac Firebird, Pontiac Grand Prix, Chevrolet Cosworth Vega, and the famous DeLorean sports car, which was later featured in modified form in the 1985 Back to the Future. He died of a stroke in Summit, New Jersey.
Was it after listening to you?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
That explains why our viewer numbers aren't rising.
Famous birthdays. So 19th of March 1848, Wyatt Earp, American Old West lawman and gambler in Cochise County, Arizona Territory, and a deputy marshal. Tombstone. He worked in a wide variety of trades throughout his life and took part in the famous gunfight at the OK Corral, during which lawmen killed three outlaws known as the Cochise County Cowboy. He's often erroneously regarded as the central figure in the shootout, although his brother Virgil was Tombstone City Marshal and the Deputy U.S. Marshal, and had far more experience as a sheriff, constable, marshal, and soldier in combat. He was born in Monmouth, Illinois. Sounds like
The reason we remember Wyatt and not his brother, though, is because after the shootout at the OK Corral, the gang hunted down and killed his brother. So then Wyatt was like, alright, screw you guys, and went on a rampage and hunted down and killed the gang members.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Literal one-man.
Well,
Yep.
no, he had Doc Holliday and a couple of other people with him.
Yeah, he picked up some friends along the way.
But he didn't hold back on how he went after them.
Hey, moving along. 19th of March night, Bruce Willis, American actor, producer, and singer. He has since appeared in over 70 films and is widely regarded as an action hero due to his portrayal of John McClane in the Die Hard franchise and other such roles. His credits also include Pulp Fiction, 12 Monkeys, The Fifth Element, Armageddon, The Sixth Sense, Sin City, Red, The Expendables 2, Looper, and as David Dunn in the Unbreakable film series, such as Unbreakable, Split, and recently Glass. He was born in I'm gonna butcher this so badly.
Ida Oberstein.
Yeah, Oberstein.
Ryan Palantine.
Oh, thank you. On 22nd of March 1947, James Patterson, American author and philanthropist, Among his works are the Alex Cross, Michael Burnett, Women's Murder Club, Maximum Ride, Daniel X, NYPD Red, Witch and Wizard, and Privates, as well as many standalone thrillers, non-fiction, and romance. His books have sold more than 300 million copies, and he was the first person to sell 1 million ebooks. In 2016, Patterson topped four list of highest paid authors for the third consecutive year, with an income of 95 million. His total income over a decade is estimated at 700. Born in Newborough, New York, 23rd of March 1912, Werner von Braun, German rocket scientist. He was one of the leading figures in the development of rocket technology in Germany during World War II and subsequently in the United States. He is credited as the father of rockets. He was born in Würsitz, Germany.
Verschites.
Würsitz?
Verschites.
Würsitz. Now,
You sound seriously German when you say that.
Wait, me or him?
You.
Buck. Yeah,
Yeah.
Buck, yeah.
I got Germanic background as an Anglo-Saxon. And it's easy to understand the pronunciation. It's Verschites, not Versites, Verschites.
Würsitz.
You know how after World War II Hitler went and cloned himself? We found one of them.
Which, by the way, Werner von Braun, which is his birthplace, is now known as Würzburg, Poland.
Verschites.
24th of March, 1874. Harry Houdini, Hungarian-born American illusionist and stunt performer. As a magician, Houdini started out by performing card tricks before moving on to... He began first to escape from handcuffs, challenging the local police to cuff him first. He moved on to an act escaping from a locked water-filled milk can, straitjackets, and then famously a Chinese water torture cell where Houdini had to hold his breath for 3 minutes. He became the most famous vaudeville act in America, often filming his escape. Born in Budapest, Austria, Hungary.
Also, it's Bach's birthday. We had missed that.
Yes, Johann Sebastian Bach, a German composer of the Baroque. He's such a talented. He was born in Eisenach, in Germany. And now to our events of interest. 19th of March 1932, the Sydney Harbour Bridge opens. A heritage-listed steel-through arch bridge across the Sydney Harbour that carries rail, vehicular, bicycle and pedestrian traffic between the Sydney Central Business District and the North Shore. The dramatic view of the bridge and the harbour and the nearby Sydney House is an iconic image of Sydney and Australia. It's lucky Sydney-siders.
It's a very nice bridge. By the time they finish painting it, they have to go back and start from the other end again.
No, they go back and start at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if they start at the other end, they'll be painting over where they just painted.
Yeah, alright.
19th of March 2008, the GRB 080319b, cosmic burst that is the farthest object visible to the naked eye, is briefly observed. 20th of March 2015, solar eclipse, equinox, and the supermoon all occur on the same day. Isn't it today the spring equinox, or is it tomorrow?
Yeah, so the supermoon is tonight.
Mm-hmm. And the equinox is the same day today.
Yes. And it's a worm moon because apparently the Native American tribes would, at this time of year, the worms would start to come out of the frozen ground. So the Native American tribes would see that, and for some reason we use Native American calendars as to name our moons.
Well, it's a better name than saying a full moon.
Yeah.
After all, how do we know it's a full moon? We don't know how much it's had to eat.
So you guys got anything to in the show?
You can send us messages and so forth on Facebook. You can also send us messages on Twitter.
You can find us on Twitter at @namalgamate. And you can also find us on that'snotcanon.com, where you can find our old episodes and merchandise, and all of our other podcast channels as well, such as Everyone Wants to Be a Cat, Floof and Popper podcast, General Queries, and many more. You can also email us any feedback at nerds.amalgamate@gmail.com. And you can also find us on other platforms such as Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, and various other audio platforms. So
They're everywhere.
So from
that's going to scare people. They're going to think, oh no, the DJ's right near me.
Don't worry, I'll keep you safe.
That's not creepy.
After he said we're everywhere. Anyways, guys, that's all from us. See you guys.
Uru.
See you next week.